Good afternoon, good evening, Harlem and Harlems of the world. I'm Terri Wisdom, and this is Harlem Network News. And I just want to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day. And in Harlem and Harlems of the world, mothers are a very, very significant factor. So I just want to salute all the mothers for all that you do and for continuing to do what you do. And I am supporting and saluting myself in being a mother and a grandmother. It is a huge responsibility. It is a weight. It is a legacy. It is family. It is connection. It is relationships. And as we speak about mothers, we also have to speak of fathers. We come from a tradition, and many of our families came across in the Mayafa to these Americas from Africa, or we were here based as, quote, native, the native people. And if you subscribe to some of the books, they came before Columbus, then we were here in these Americas. So it's a complex history, but it's a history that we have survived and we are still here. And as our great poet laureate Maya Angelou states, and still we rise. So we have a great legacy, we have a great history. And in these very, very turbulent times, we are being tested more than ever. The struggle continues. A luta continua. But it's a day of celebration, and we celebrate Mother's Day all year long because it's not a job that has a vacation, and it is not for the faint of heart. And we are the mothers of the world, as many state the source of on this earth begins in Africa. So we are the mothers of the world, and we begat every race. So I want to salute my personal ancestors, whose shoulders I stand on, who brought me here. And on the maternal side, I want to salute, and it's as far back as I can go. And obviously, we need to do more in terms of the genealogy and the legacy, uh, which is something I'm absolutely working on, and we all should work on. But I want to salute my maternal grandmother in the person of Marianne Askew and Marianne Askew Spellman. And she was right there in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, across from Elizabeth City State Teachers College or Elizabeth City College. And I want to salute her daughter, my grandmother, who is Parthenia Spellman White Ingram. And she also hails from Elizabeth City, uh, North Carolina, and the daughter of Mary Ann Askew and Jerome Bonaparte Spellman, who was Cherokee and Native American. And so there is a history. There's a history. So my grandmother, and I think this is a piece of history, taught at Elizabeth City State Teachers College. If she was alive, she'd be about 127 or something of that nature. And so that's a powerful thing. And Elizabeth City was a normal school, which a lot of the black colleges, HBCUs, began as normal school because no one had gone to college. So if people were learned and had gone to high school, they could potentially teach. And my grandmother was one of those teachers, one of those professors at Elizabeth City State Normal School. So a powerful thing. And my family was part of the Great Migration from the South to Harlem. My mother, and we're going to the next generation, Myrtle, White, uh, Duncan, uh, Hamilton. She was born in Elizabeth City State Teachers College. She was the middle child of four. And when she was born, she was 2 pounds. And because of segregation in the South, she basically was born premature. She weighed only 2 pounds. And my great grandmother had the insight to they put she was born at home, which was customary at that time, and she was put in a chicken incubator and fed with an eyedropper until she was big enough to be put in a wooden milk crate and taken. The family moved to New York, and that's how my family came to Harlem. On my paternal side, I have my grandmother, and I don't know further back, but I have my grandmother who is Addie Stovall Duncan, and she hails from Roanoke, Virginia. That was my father, Wayman Terrell Duncan's mother. So initially, I'm a Duncan. So it's just a powerful thing. I encourage all of us to do our family lineage. It's very important for us to understand from whence we come, from whom we come. I also want to salute my grandfathers, though it's Mother's Day, Wayman Terrell Duncan Sr., and I want to salute my grandfather, and that is Daniel Webster White. And there's very interesting lineage because my grandfather, my great grandfather was white. And so there was a mixed relationship. And because of that, because that was a very difficult thing in the South at that time, and I believe that they were together, they were married. My great great grandmother Zilphia and my grandfather Fred White, who was white. And it was very difficult for my grandfather, so he left home at the age of 12 to work on the railroad because being of a mixed nature in the South at that time was not a good or accepted thing by either side. So there you have it. And eventually my family migrated. And I know that my grandfather, Daniel Webster White, was a deacon at the AME Zion, Mother AME Zion Church. So that's a powerful thing. So I just wanted to speak about the legacies that we have and the responsibility as a mother, the responsibility as a grandmother, the responsibility as a daughter, particularly at such a time as this when we have a lot of violence going on in this world. We have to look, we often think, especially in quote, Harlem and Harlems of the world, we speak about, or it's from our grandmother's home training. Didn't they have any home training? And so we look at that, and as we look at some of the things that are happening in our nation, that decisions that are made and ways of looking at people, and I'm speaking about some of the things, with our president, Donald Trump, and, other situations, it comes in my mind, as my grandmother used to say, well, where's their home training? So this is a very important basic common sense, basic. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Some of the basic tenets are tenets that are not happening at this time on a greater level, a world level, and then you bring it down to a local level, you bring it down to a family level, and the violence that's happening across the board is a great atrocity. So, as I stand and I sit as a mother, this is very concerning to me. I am the mother of three that I birthed. My daughter Maya, my son Anthony, and my son Ali. And as I said, two that I birthed, and one is my bonus son, that is my son. And so I must say, and many of you are aware of this, that my son, and I will say his name, Ali Sam Wayman Wisdom, was shot and killed on the Shinnecock Reservation on November 5th, 2021. So that is a circumstance that, as a mother, is very, very difficult to bear. But I am very, very grateful that 2 weeks after my son was shot and killed, and the case remains unsolved. And in many cases, particularly when Black and Brown are shot and killed, the case remains unsolved. It's a cold case, and we have to solve those cases ourselves. So I'm on it. I'm on it. And but 2 weeks after my son was shot and killed on the Shinnecock Reservation, and I will say that because if anybody knows something, say something if you can help. This is personal. It's not going to bring my son back, but it's very important to know who did this and for it not to be a world where people can kill one another and no one says anything and no one does anything. We've got to look at this and we've got to address this. I'm about that. So, 2 weeks after my son was shot and killed on the Shinnecock Reservation, I believe through Stephanie McGraw of the organization WARM, We Really Matter, that deals with domestic violence. The time I was on Community Board 10, right in Central Harlem. And she suggested that I reach out to Jackie Rowe Adams. And I absolutely did. And Jackie Rowe Adams started Harlem Mothers and Fathers Save. And that's a significant organization. Jackie Rowe Adams lost two sons at two separate times to gun violence. Her younger son in Harlem, and he was, I believe, 19. Her older son, who was 29, and that happened after the fact, and that happened in Baltimore. And from that, Jackie stood up, she screamed, she cried, and she went to one of our public officials at the time, I believe Assembly Member Keith Wright, and she said, we got to do something. And that is how Harlem Mothers and Fathers Save was born. And that was 20 years ago. And then further down, our great city council person at the time, Inez Dickens, she helped and was instrumental in Harlem Mothers and Fathers Save getting a home office and uh, for perpetuity. So that is an Inez Dickens move. And that is the way our public officials need to continue to move to ensure that our institutions remain in place and that we're able to do things absolutely to just make a difference and a change. So I say all that to say, and I will say my son's name again, as this is Mother's Day, and he was Ali Sam Wayman Wisdom, Columbo the Shining Star, named after his two grandfathers. and he was a son of Harlem. He was part of Harlem Little League, part of Harlem School of the Arts, Children's Art Carnival, Dojo Apache Cruise, many, many, many things. You know, educated right here in Harlem, and also attended the great Howard University. And I'm talking about many things, mother. So when I say Howard University, actually graduation for many of the HBCUs is always on Mother's Day weekend, and graduation for Howard University was uh, Saturday the 9th, a powerful thing. And I just want to salute the graduates. I want to salute the interim President Frederick, who is back and powerful, more powerful than ever. And the beautiful thing about a Howard University, and I have to speak about Lincoln University because that's my alma mater, Lincoln University, the first accredited HBCU in Pennsylvania. And I had the honor, he was a little bit ahead of me, but I have the honor of my classmate, Gil Scott Heron. Revolution will not be televised. It will be live in the bottle. What's the word? Johannesburg, and several books, The Vulture. A powerful thing, a powerful thing. He started this great band. It was called Black and Blues there with Brian Jackson and uh, David and, you know, so many. Victor, Ellen DeLeston, my son's godmother. So just a powerful thing, this HBCU thing, this tradition. And obviously, I come out of that. My grandmother taught at an HBCU, Elizabeth City State Teachers College, which was a normal school at the time. So, knowing our legacy, knowing our history, I'm actually working on a family history project out of Columbia with one of my media colleagues, Melvin McCrae, and he taught at Columbia University, and some of the project was housed at Columbia, and several Harlem people, or just people, you know, Harlem, I say, quote, Harlem, that's us. It's a state of mind. It's a space, and we're working on documentaries and family history books right now. So we'll talk about more of that. And I believe we did have Melvin McCrae on Harlem Network News at the onset of the program. So I just want to stay on it. Howard University, great great time, Mother's Day weekend. It's always the graduation. What better present can you get than that? And I know there was upwards of 3,000 graduates from many of the undergraduate schools, the doctoral programs, and a powerful thing, the keynote speaker for Howard University's graduation was Mayor Muriel Bowser of Washington, D.C. And she gave a powerful speech. And she also received her honorary doctorate, which allows her to be a bison and be able to say that HU, you know. So a great day in history. Many of the greats in our community and the Harlems of the world come from an HBCU. And so that is why it is extremely important to support our HBCUs. And I'm a Howard mother, and I'm a Howard grandmother. My daughter and my son, Maya and Ali, both went to Howard University. My daughter is a graduate of Howard University. And it's just a powerful thing. And I have two grandchildren, that have graduated from Howard University, Sahar and Messiah, and one granddaughter, London Lalibela, who is currently attending Howard University. So it's a powerful thing. But I want to salute my children. I want to salute my grandchildren, Sahar, London Lalibela, uh, and Messiah, Bashir Samuel, and my grandson, Bryce Cairo, my youngest grandson. So I want to salute them, and I want to stand in the place of responsibility because it's a huge responsibility to be a mother, to be a grandmother. And we know Father's Day is coming up. So saying that it's a collective thing. The parenting, it's a collective thing. And we have to get back to that collective, collective parenting. And it's more than the mother and the father. It takes a village. I was reading something today, uh, just as I'm surfing the internet and hearing different bits and tidbits of information, but very, very critical. It was said that children that have a close relationship with their grandparents thrive. Why? Because maybe the grandparents I don't know about now, because all the grandparents I know, including myself, we're working hard, we're making it happen. But it's still the fact that the grandparents sometimes have more time, more understanding, talk more to the children, which helps with developmental things. And they just seem to thrive, children that are close to grandparents. And I will salute that because I was very close to both my grandmothers that I had the privilege of knowing and my grandfather that I also had the privilege of knowing. So I believe that I'm a testament to that, that's for sure. But moving on, I just, want to say that it was a powerful graduation. If you want to check it out, it's live stream on the Howard University television station. They ran it on their radio station. It's on their YouTube channel. And a salute to President Frederick because he has 3 degrees from Howard University. He is president of Howard University. He's also a medical doctor and is a doctor at Howard University Hospital. He came from Trinidad, and that's the beauty of HBCUs. We have, you know, f- just people of color coming, black people coming from all over the world. Lincoln University, President Nkrumah went to Lincoln University. So, it's a powerful thing. But President Frederick also has sickle cell, which is something that mainly impacts black people. Howard University Hospital has done a lot with sickle cell. Different students that have sickle cell attend Howard University because they know that they can get support that they need right there at Howard University Hospital. But President Frederick came from Trinidad, has 3 degrees from Howard University, and he came to really find a cure for sickle cell. So I just think that's a powerful thing as he stands as president of this university. And I want to salute Mayor Muriel Bowser and congratulate her. And her mother was in the audience. Her mother, I believe, is a nurse who is a graduate of Howard University. So it's a cyclical and powerful, powerful, powerful thing. Um, as a mother of this earth, a mother of African, Cherokee, Native American heritage, and I'm going to claim all my heritage. My white grandfather, Fred Wright, White, I'm going to find out more about that history. But as a mother of this earth, I also, on this Mother's Day, want to salute those newest ancestors. And I will start with really the king of Black theater, uh, Woody King Jr. And Woody transitioned about a month or so ago, but they had an amazing tribute to Woody King Jr. At the Barrymore Theater. And there were tributes from many. It was just a very powerful thing. We salute his wife, Elizabeth Van Dyke, who is head of the theater now uh, that Woody King Jr. wrought. So that is a powerful thing. And, you know, many people, Denzel, Lepetha, all that came out of the tradition of Woody King Jr. There were tributes to him. And Liz now, she's been the artistic director, creative director for the new Federal Theater, but they're getting a new space. But everyone was there to celebrate the life of Woody King Jr., whom I knew personally. And Woody was just Woody, a powerhouse, the godfather of Black theater. And, you know, he was also into film. He came here from Detroit with the great Cliff Frazier, who I also knew personally. I had the honor of being, I have a degree in media from Fordham University, but I also am part of the WNET Film and Television Training School, and also the other association that Cliff Frazier started, Community Film Workshop. So I had known Woody King Jr. a long time, but everyone really had the same message about Woody King Jr. And that message would be whenever I saw him, he would say, or I don't care what company he was in, if it was Denzel, it wouldn't matter. You know, Woody would say, Terri Wisdom, Terri Wisdom, this is the greatest film editor ever, the best film editor ever. And if I called him on the phone, you know, for something, he's been on Harlem Network News several times. We're going to pull those up so people can see what we have in our archives, which is why we need you to support Harlem Network News. Black media matters. And media, the message, the media. But you know, this was Woody King Jr., but that's what everyone had to say about Woody. He lifted you up. He lifted up your spirit. You know, he made you know that you were somebody. So there was confidence. And, you know, of course, when you say I am somebody, you can't say that without speaking about our great Reverend Jesse Jackson, you know, who was also an ancestor. So I just wanted to salute Woody King Jr. and the great event that I had the honor of attending and covering, as well as after we were able to go to Theater for the New City and Rome Neal and Banana Pudding Jazz. They had a great event with visuals and tribute to Woody. Jazz artist Patience Higgins was there with a whole ensemble. It was amazing. Abby O'Doon of the original Last Poets did a poem and a tribute to Woody. And I know that there was also a private event at the Sugar Bar, you know, so Ashford and Simpson's Sugar Bar. So just powerful, powerful, powerful history, you know. And we also had the honor, I had the honor to produce a play with Woody King Jr. at our restaurant where I was a creative director um, and one of the creative managers. We were able to do the play Sugar Ray, which had not been produced before. It was written by the great Lawrence Holder, and Woody King Jr. was the director. It was dinner theater. Reggie Wilson, one man show. We won an Adelco for that. It had was written up in the New York Times. So very, very powerful executive producer, Bernardo Ruby. So it was a meeting of the minds, and that space is actually history. It was the home of Sugar Ray's thriving businesses, and he's one of the first athletes that actually had their own business. So if you go on the corner of 123rd and Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard, you will see signage that says Sugar Ray. So that was Woody. That was Woody King Jr. So we just want to salute Woody, rest in power, and rest in peace, my brother. Thank you. My father brother, my big brother, Woody King Jr. I also, as we go back to the HBCUs, and this is all mother information, mother wit, mother connection. I want to salute my Lincoln University classmate. We also went to elementary school together and we went to high school together. And the elementary is very significant because we were bused from South Jamaica, south side of Queens, to Jamaica Estates. But I want to salute my classmate, Earl Jennings, who also transitioned, and we had a homegoing in Florida for him and near Kissimmee, and it was virtual. We live in a technological world, so grateful that we were able to attend. But Earl was amazing. He's a graduate of Lincoln University. He was honored at our emeritus class. We led the graduation in. And he, coming out of Lincoln University, I believe, was a vice president for Chase Bank. He then became a regional manager in the Midwest. He was a member of the D9, a Kappa, so powerful, powerful brother. Married his high school sweetheart. They accomplished great, great things. Jan Boffman Jennings, who I also knew, amazing family, sister, brothers, children, and just a powerhouse. So I want to salute you, Earl Jennings, and say it's just an honor to have had the life journey with you. And no matter what you were at Chase Bank, if I walked in there, you greeted me, you welcomed me, and you supported Harlem Network News. So thank you. We appreciate you. And Harlem Network News also has a show with the Lincoln University Americas class and class of 73. And Earl Jennings was a part of that show. I want to also salute a Harlem community person who transitioned just about a week ago. And her name is Denise Orisha Suarez. And some people also knew her as Chiquita. And I think, is very significant in terms of her transition because many of us in the Harlem community are working extremely hard to keep the culture going, to educate our children, um, to love up on our children. That's what we're doing. And this is a sister that was also doing this. She was part of our dance classes with, Babu Ali and Sister Andara. She was instrumental and part of the National Black Theater. She also worked with Michael Green and his amazing theater, productions that he's doing, most notable Black Wall Street, um, and Vosa Rivers is working with him on a lot of the productions that are happening. So I just want to salute this sister because she might be an unsung hero, but she was doing the work coming up through the ranks, doing the work. And many of us, men and women, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, are doing the work here in Harlem. So I want to salute her just because of that. So we have a rich history. I'm proud of it. I also want to salute, I don't want to forget them because as a mother and as a grandmother, it's about educating our children, educating them in terms of book smart, but in terms of conscious smart, in terms of spiritual smart, and in terms of citizenship, all of those things, you know, health, healing thyself, all of those things come together. I'm also a part of Heal Thyself and Queen Afua. I'm a sacred woman. And, the saying is coined by my sister Prema, heal a woman, heal a nation. So I just want to say that. And I want to salute the extended family members, my niece Sanaa and Sierra and uh, Derek Perkison of Harlem. His daughter, she graduated this Mother's Day weekend as well. Kimathi, I want to say his name right, is also a graduate, son of Dr. Ben of Howard and his wife. So we salute you, graduates, because you're making a difference. And as one of the board members of Howard University said, this degree is just the beginning. And also, this degree comes with a responsibility for you to help others, for you to do something for your community. And that's what getting back to Harlem Network News is about. So we need you to support, we need you to donate, we need you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Harlem Network News, so we can keep doing this great work that we're doing. So I'm just going to mention a few other things because that's what Harlem Network News does. We let you know what's going on. Uh, you will be receiving our newsletter. You can reach out, you can subscribe, you can connect by reaching us at Harlem Network News at gmail.com. Our new website is under development and will be launching very soon. Harlem, you can get us on harlemnetworknews.com, harlemnetworknews.org. We also are the Harlem Network News Foundation. That is our nonprofit, our 501c3. So we're doing a lot with Harlem Network News. So it's extremely important. But I just want to let you know, if you don't know, now you know, there was a power move that took place in Harlem. And those articles are in our newsletter. You'll be receiving them if you haven't already. But George Faison, the renowned choreographer, award-winning for The Wiz, and many other things, originally part of the Alvin Ailey uh, dance company, had his own dance companies, Tony Award, just amazing person, George Faison, had and developed the Firehouse Theater with his partner T. It's right there. I believe it's Hancock Place off of 124th Street. And the firehouse was transformed into a theater, uh, dance studio, lounge, residence, just a place where many, many, many great things took place. Off-Broadway theater, as well as amazing program called the Respect Project. And in that Respect Project, he and Reverend Rhonda Akanke McLean Noor, who is also on the board at the New Federal Theater, through an HAI, Hospital Audiences, they began the Respect Program and ran that for 25 years, really raising up and teaching musical theater to young artists, many who are, graduates of universities and all kinds of accolades. So that Firehouse Theater, George is ready to sell the theater. And in a Harlem power move, because he just did not want to sell the theater to developers. He wanted it to continue in the tradition of what he was doing, being about Harlem, being about helping our young people and the arts and so on and so forth. So he made a phone call to Reverend Al Sharpton of the National Action Network. And, as the story goes, he was asking if Reverend Sharpton knew anyone who might be interested in purchasing the theater. And Reverend Sharpton said, well, let me think about it. And then Reverend Sharpton came back to him and said, we're interested in purchasing the theater. So the rest is history. So, it's a Harlem Power move because the National Action Network is right now temporarily in the AME Zion Church, right there on 137th, because where they were for many years on 145th, a developer has bought that block. It was a lot of controversy about two towers being built. The community board 10. There was opposition to it. Then finally, it was, passed on. And the National Action Network originally was supposed to have space in there and possibly do a museum, but that did not happen. So this is a power move for the National Action Network to have their own home, and for them to have purchased the Firehouse, George Faison's Firehouse Theater. This is powerful. And Reverend Sharpton announced this Harlem Powerhouse move at the convention. So, which happens every year, annually in April. So it's just been a great thing. And National Action Network does plan to keep artistic programming going there. And, it's not just going to be a Saturday thing. I mean, though there's a lot that happened behind the scenes, and Reverend Sharpton's daughters, Ashley and Dominique, are, standing firm in it. So that's a great thing that's happening in Harlem. So stay tuned. And if you don't know, now you know. Thank you, George Faison. And I believe there's going to be a plaque in George Faison's name that'll be in the theater in perpetuity, permanently. So you'll always be there, uh, Brother George Faison. Other great Harlem news, the Schomburg Center has been doing some amazing programming. I saw a wonderful play. It was a reading of a play by Chadwick Boseman, uh, Wakanda Forever. He lives. And the play was called Hieroglyphic Graffiti. It was so powerful. It was a stage reading. The place was filled, packed. You couldn't even get in. Howard University was definitely in the room. At the end of the play, there was a standing ovation, and which I did not know that Chadwick Boseman, excuse me, was actually he was a teacher at the Schomburg Scholars Program. So that's a powerful thing. And one of the directors of the program at the time, Carlisle Leach, there was a talk back after, one of the professors from Howard University. It was just amazing. But at the end of the reading, and this doesn't happen for a stage reading, there was a standing ovation, and of course, HU. So it was great. And the great surprise was Chadwick Boseman's brother. And so that was so powerful. And he looks a lot like Chad, of course. He's 5 years older. And he was part of the Alvin Ailey Dance Company and is a choreographer at this point in time. So that was a special treat. The Schomburg has been doing it. They had a show on Friday evening, Courageous, which was a show really dealing with one of our major issues, gun violence. And the writer and the producer for the show is Frank, I believe it's Frank Bold. So that's a very powerful thing. And it was just a very great production. And I want to shout out, and I'm just going to shout him out because I know him, Aaron Blackshear. He was my son Ali's, one of his best friends. And they actually started a production company when they were 13. And they went to Mind Builders and they were in Kwame, one of the Big Boys music video. You can search it. But Aaron was fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. I want to shout it out. But that also happened at the Schomburg. And then the next day, they had a tribute to the amazing Vosa Rivers, and it was a legacy tribute. And I understand I had one of our team was there. I wasn't able to be there personally, but I understand that, there was a little short on Vosa Rivers and, all that he's done, New Heritage, Theater. He does a lot of great work culturally, theater wise here in Harlem. He is definitely a son of Harlem. He's a former police detective, just such a vast person of knowledge and just strength. So he was interviewed, I believe, or uh, by our great Inez Dickens, a former city council and many other things, real estate and the community, who's known Vosa. She's a daughter of Harlem. And also our now council person, Youssef Salam, was there to speak and pay homage. And then Jamal Joseph, who, has a great impact theater for young people. They performed, and he and Vosa work collectively. Jamal teaches at Columbia University. He is a Black Panther who literally went to jail for 9 years. And, he and Vosa have come together and done much. And then a classmate of Vosa's, I believe from, like Frederick Douglass Junior High School, was there, who also had been a part of the police department, and he interviewed Vosa. So there have been some powerful things going on at our Schomburg Center. I encourage everyone to go to the Schomburg. Other great things, and this is Mother Wit, that have happened in Harlem this week is that there was an open house for the Amsterdam newspaper, and that was great. Owner Eleanor Tatum, she was there, and of course Bill Moore, resident photographer for the Amsterdam News, was there. The editor, Herb Boyd, was honored, and several other people were honored, as well as Elijah Shabazz of Mosque Number Seven, and several others were honored for the great work that they're doing here in Harlem. So I was very grateful to be there. And I was actually supposed to be at my Harlem Mothers and Fathers Save meeting, but I had to do a little pivot and just get to the Amsterdam News because we're trying to work on some collaborative things with Harlem Network News and the Amsterdam News, which brings me to last but not least, Harlem Mothers and Fathers Save had an amazing gala. Okay, it was at the St. Charles Church and the rectory. Over 500 people came out to support Harlem Mothers and Fathers Save. Jackie Rowe Adams, of course, the CEO and founder, was holding it down. Members spoke. Our resident psychologist, he spoke. It was just very a powerful experience. Our Attorney General, Tish James, was there. She spoke. Police Commissioner uh, Tish spoke. Our comptroller, Mark Levine, our borough president, Brad, Holy, it was just amazing. And the police, in a good sense, were there and present because they work very actively with Jackie Rowe Adams and the Harlem Mothers and Fathers Save. District attorneys work closely. So it was just a powerful event, just decorated. Everybody was dressed up. Uh, there was no space in the inn. So that was a very, very great and powerful thing. And this is what Harlem Network News does, is to let you know what is going on in the community. And we also, and this is very important and a good transition for this, every Tuesday, Harlem Network News, myself, Terri Wisdom, we co host a series on gun violence that is on WBAI, and that is Pacifica Radio. We are live on the show, What's Going On. The producer is Isaac Ferguson, and that's every Tuesday morning from 7 to 8 a.m. It's live, but if you can't make it at that time, you can pick it up on the archives, and it will be in the very near future running on our podcast, so you can pick it up like that. That we'll link it, to WBAI. So it's a powerful thing so far. We're up to our show number 22, and we have had on the all the district attorneys from Manhattan, the Bronx, and Brooklyn. And we're looking to have Queens and Staten Island on, of course. And we've had a lot of the gun intervention groups, street corner resources, Aisha Say Cool. We have had on Jackie Rowe Adams. We have also had Stephanie McGraw of Warm, the musical that just happened on Courageous. So we continue to just hammer at this gun violence situation because, we also want to salute, and there are many that have transitioned, but Jaden, that was shot and killed in Queens, Jaden Pierre. That was something that stood out because there were several other teens that stood and videoed this horrific sight. And another teen did it. He fled, but he was captured. So we have a lot, or turned himself in. We have a lot to do. We have a lot to deal with. So this gun violence is a very important topic, and we're going to keep speaking about it. But this past Tuesday, we had the honor of having Brother Minister Arthur from Mosque Number 7, and that's right here in Harlem, and that is under the tutelage of the Minister Louis Farrakhan, and also Minister Elijah Muhammad is where Malcolm X, El Haj Malik Shabazz came from. And so, but Brother Minister Arthur just shared, some of the initiatives that they're taking to work with the community to mitigate this gun violence. And he spoke about all of the gun interveners really coming together and to work collectively. So, we're looking to bring Minister Arthur back on, potentially with some of the other collaborators. And we're also looking to put together some kind of march, some kind of demonstration against gun violence and violence. And with all of this going on, like you said, like I said, it's coming from a macro place. The fact that this war that is happening in Iran and the Middle East and against Gaza, and people are being annihilated and bombed and killed, and that's on a national uh, level, international level. So you can't have that coming from the top, and then there's gun violence and just mass murders happening here, and it's personal. It's personal. So we've all got to stand up, and we've got to do something. You see something, say something, do something, and that's what we've got to do. And it's personal for me. As I said, my son Ali Sam Wayman Wisdom Colombo, the shining star, uh, he lives. And as a mother, you're always going to have that connection. So I just want to wish everyone a powerful and a happy Mother's Day. Stand firm, my sisters. I'm a member of Winwood Black Women. Let's go. Let's go. Heal a woman, heal a nation. I quote, heal thyself and Lady Prima, heal a woman, heal a nation. And thank you. And please subscribe to Harlem Network News. We matter. We are important. And we need your support. You can zell us straight to Harlem Network News gmail.com. That's our coordinate. You can cash app us, $ Harlem Network News, the number one. Okay, so let's make this happen. We want to continue to keep you informed. If you have any stories or ideas or things that are happening that we should know about. And on that note, I'm not going to end this broadcast without saying that several mothers have reached out to me, and we are going to be doing a few shows to help these mothers and highlight what is going on, because there is an epidemic of children being taken from Black mothers. And we've got to look at that. We've got to understand this. Because it appears to be an epidemic, just like gun violence is an epidemic. It is said the gun violence is a public health situation, and that was claimed by Dr. Barb Gore, who we had on, who is head of emergency at Kings County Hospital. Well, it's an epidemic as well, and a public health issue as well, that our children are being taken from mothers. It's a lot easier for children to be taken from a Black mother, a Black or brown mother. So we've got to look at it. Obviously, no children should be abused, neglected, but we know we're in a society of disparity. And, as you can even hear Robert Kennedy Jr. saying, something about the children need to be taken away from the mothers and put in a camp. Well, that's happening. It's happening. So let's look at that and stay tuned to Harlem Network News, because we're on it. Okay. We're going to bring some of those mothers to you and have them share their stories and see how we can support. I'm Terri Wisdom, and this is Harlem Network News. And happy and blessed Mother's Day. Stand firm, mothers. We have to stand together. Thank you. Blessings. Thank you. And you can reach us at 646-261-5397. Terri Wisdom, Harlem Network News. Thank you.